Hello ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel, The Lad Flick Show. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most anticipated dark fantasy films of the year, In the Lost Lands. Is it a brutal masterpiece, or just another forgettable fantasy film? Let's break it down. First things first, this film, directed by Paul Anderson, is based on George R.R. Martin's short story. It follows Queen Melange, who hires the ruthless sorceress Grey Alys, played by Milla Jovovich, to retrieve a mysterious power that grants the ability to transform into a werewolf. Alys is accompanied by Boyce, a hardened warrior played by Bautista. Their journey into the treacherous Lost Lands is filled with dangerous creatures, betrayals, and moral dilemmas that challenge their survival. One of the most striking sequences in this film is Alys's first encounter with a monstrous shapeshifter, an intense, blood-soaked battle that sets the tone for the film's raw brutality. The action is relentless, and every fight scene is drenched in gore, making it clear that this is no fairy tale fantasy. It's survival of the fittest in a merciless world. This film builds a suspense around the ultimate moral question: is power worth the cost of one's humanity? Alys's final decision delivers a thought-provoking twist that sticks with you long after the credits roll. Coming to the performances, Milla Jovovich shines as Grey Alys. She brings her signature intensity, making Alys both enigmatic and fearsome. Her presence commands the screen, making you believe she's a sorceress who has seen it all. Bautista delivers a solid performance as Boyce, a warrior with more depth than expected. He is not just muscle, his character struggles with loyalty and survival, making him a great contrast to Alys's cold, calculated nature. Arly Jover, as Queen Melange, is another standout. She's not your typical evil queen. Instead, her desperation makes her dangerously unpredictable, adding layers to the story. The supporting cast does well, bringing the grim world of the Lost Lands to life. Unlike many of Anderson's previous films, where side characters often feel forgettable, this time, every character feels purposeful. Visually, this film is bold and unconventional. It doesn't go for realism. Instead, it embraces a heavy metal, gothic aesthetic that feels like a mix of Mad Max, The Book of Eli, and The Priest. The world of the Lost Lands is eerie, filled with haunting landscapes, towering ruins, and unpredictable terrain. The practical sets combined with CGI create a striking visual experience. Some scenes look almost like a dark fantasy painting brought to life, making this one of the most visually unique films Paul Anderson has directed since Event Horizon. However, the CGI isn't flawless. Some effects feel a bit outdated, and certain action sequences rely too much on digital enhancements rather than practical choreography. The sound design is immersive. Every sword clash, creature growl, and haunting whisper adds to the atmosphere. The battle sequences feel brutal, thanks to sharp and impactful audio work. The score, composed by ex-Tangerine Dream member Paul Haslinger, is a mix of dark orchestral pieces and electronic beats, giving the film an almost surreal, dreamlike feel. It might not be a traditional fantasy score, but it works perfectly with the film's gritty tone. The movie keeps a brisk pace while allowing scenes to breathe. There are quiet, brooding moments that build tension before launching into explosive action. The film's 101-minute runtime is well utilized, balancing character moments with fast-paced brutality. However, the biggest weakness is the ending. It feels a bit rushed, almost as if the studio made last-minute changes. While the climax delivers a strong thematic conclusion, the final moments leave you feeling like something was cut or adjusted during test screenings. It doesn't ruin the film, but it's noticeable. Overall, this isn't your typical Hollywood fantasy. It's dark, violent, and leans into its dystopian themes without sugarcoating anything. Fans of The Book of Eli, The Priest, and even The Keep will find a lot to enjoy here. While not perfect, it's a film that sticks with you, and I won't be surprised if it gains a cult following over time. So that's it for today's my spoiler-free review of the movie In the Lost Lands. What do you think? Are you excited to see this movie? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's chat about it. And hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode of The Lad Flick Show.